Alright folks, so what I'm doing today is I'm working on these AN srr-13 radio receivers. I picked this one up as surplus and it wasn't very well taken care of. The mice had been in it and stuff, but it actually did work. And I went to use it one time a little while ago and I got some smoke out of the power supply. I'm not sure if the cord just shorted somewhere. I'm gonna clean it up and go through it, because what I've got is I've got a spare parts junker here that's missing some parts, but I think it's got a good power supply and stuff in it, and everything on these is modular, so I can pull a module, take a module out of that unit, and then just pop it back in. This whole power supply section is just unplugs. It's just a module. So it might be fairly easy to fix it. There's some spots, and look at that. I even have Allen wrenches there so I can get my fancy spinner knob off of this one. Now, on the bottom here, you can see kind of like what the mice did. They chewed this wire. So I've got some exposed wiring kicking around here, here, up in here. So I'll probably have to cut those out and splice in another piece of wire. These were on Navy ships, and as being surplus, if they didn't fall right into the hands of hams right away, or weren't stored very well, you know, the salt water and any moisture just takes a toll on everything. I mean, there's real nice ones out there too, so it's really hit or miss. I think this one was probably, at one point, it had been kind of well taken care of. You can see it has a plaque on it. It's an okay shape compared to the junkers that I got surplus, but I mean, it's hit or miss. Sometimes you find one that's in great shape. Other times you'll find one that was just thrown in the corner of a basement and it's all beat up. So, but they're definitely well-made units. Like I say, everything's modular. This is a cool setup here. This is your band switch on the front. Right here is your band switch. You can see your gearing. And then those are your modules that with your probably your coils or your taps that change. And now that's what it does when you switch frequencies. And the other thing that's cool about these radios, which is kind of unique to them, the only other one that has something similar to it is the AN srr-24 receiver system. I mean, there may be others, but so the way this works is your actual numbers appear here. I mean, you've got a vernier tuning dial here, but this on the top, believe it or not, you can't see anything now because it's not in operation, but that will display like a analog, you know, frequency like 1.658 megahertz or something, whatever it is, it will display it on there. I haven't used it in a while, but I think that's like a vernier. It'll show numbers across there. And the way it works is there's a little mirror there. It's kind of like one of those infrared or those sights that they put on guns. It's like a projector. There's a light inside of there, comes up through the tuning dial. Yeah, that's how it works. So this is part of this dial. Whoa, camera's going fluky. So there's a clear part of the dial there that's labeled. The light passes up through there, through this part of the dial, through this aperture, and then hits this mirror, bounces off the mirror, and displays on this here. And then there's your cursor, which is pretty cool. So if this were in operation, it'd be backlit, but this would be lit too with the frequency. They're a hell of a thing. But like I say, this one was working, but like I said, the mice had been in it and it wasn't well taken care of and stuff. So I'm going to go through it and swap some parts. I'm going to swap the power supply. Now I do need to find out whether the AN srr-13A is basically the same circuitry as an AN srr-13. There are some radios that, like a Collins R390 and an R390A, look almost exactly like the same radio, but the circuitry is very, very different in them. The R390A is a much better radio than an R390. So I have to find out if, if I pull a module out of that and put it in this, is the circuitry the same, or is it going to screw something up? So I'm not sure. I emailed the guy about it. But that's what I've started on today. I hope to get this thing back going again. It's only been a year or more. But, yeah. The AN srr-13. I believe they were made by RCA, as you can see here.